Part two continuation from our late night session. But yeah, I really think that it got to start with a mindset. It's hard to get these people to sit down and talk about the issues that's going on so that we can get to the root of it. We don't go to counselors. We don't go to psychiatrists. We don't, you know what I mean? The first thing they try to do in the schools is give our kids Ritalin.
Yeah.
You know, they doping us up. The doctors don't care about us. It's the truth. It's the honest to goodness truth. And I literally didn't read like statistics about how the first thing they want to do after a black woman come and say she got cramps or something is fucking take her uterus out.
Yeah.
They don't want her to have no more kids. The first thing you do, you say you got bad crampers or you got acne or something like that. They put you on birth control when you're like 12.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
That's not a coincidence, man. There's basically no grocery stores over here in this area where we are right now. Mm-hmm. You know, because they want to talk about we don't care about our health. We don't eat right. We only can do so much.
Right.
I
agree.
So
that's true.
I mean, it's like it's like a big circle, and I don't know where to start. I know it starts with a conversation.
People to realize that all we are doing is hurting and killing ourselves. Making them happier, that they don't have to do it. Mm-hmm. They set this shit. Come on now. Ever since they passed that concealed weapon, you can carry a concealed weapon, it's been out of control. People have just been thinking, oh shit, I can carry a gun. I can go anywhere with it then. If anybody look at me crazy, I'm going to shoot their ass. That's their mentality now.
Yeah, you know, I think that was a setup too.
It was a setup. Yeah. Because they figured, you know what, we ain't going to kill these niggas. We're going to let them kill their damn self.
Let them kill themselves.
They do it.
They're doing this shit.
Even with the drug. We killing ourselves like that.
The babies are dying, y'all. Mm-hmm. They're killing these innocent kids that's playing in their backyard or even in the house watching TV. They can't, a bullet flying through the damn window.
That's
innocent kids.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's gonna take prayer for sure. Yeah. But I think it started with a conversation. In some kind of way, we gotta change these people's mindsets. We gotta something. Yeah, and it's not a protest. It's a protest, but to a certain extent. It's get these women to be attracted to something else. Get these women to say, I'm not standing for my son being this way. Yeah. Get these women to say, I'm not accepting my son being a deadbeat. I'm not accepting my son being a nigga. I'm going to make sure he is something other than what he's expected to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. I think it takes that. Because if you the mama and you taking drug money to pay your bills, I know you need it. I know you need it. I know you got fired. I know you didn't graduate. I know you living in low income, whatever. But if you doing those kind of things, guess what? That's giving him more ammo. Oh, I got to feed my mama. I got to do this. I got to do that. Yeah. You know?
Exactly.
It's a circle. It's a cycle,
and it's
man.
So crazy. I'm going to just throw this out there because I don't think people understand. But I feel like everybody has one struggle. I know I have. With my two boys, it's been times where I would leave my job because I wasn't happy. It's so many people stuck. Oh, I gotta work here. I gotta do this. I gotta pay bills. But I left because I wasn't happy, And I can honestly say I didn't have no money saved. I didn't have nothing, and my rent still paid $875, car note $480. People do not give that credit to God. It's been times where I'll say, God, I'm not worrying no more. I'm gonna let you handle it. And no lie, my honest to God on my kids, he come through with something. Once I show him and I give him that mustard seed faith, he comes through with something. And people ask me all the time, how are you doing this by yourself?
Man, listen.
I don't have help from... I can honestly, my family helped me. My sister helped me out a lot. Thank you, sister Susie. I love you to death. She helps me a lot. But what I'm saying is, I don't get that help where it's like, okay, I can just sit there and let this pay the rent. It be honestly me saying, God, you handle it. It's on you now. I'm letting you know that I have that faith. And if people can start having that mindset. And stop depending on that drug money and this nigga that's laying around ain't doing shit, fucking everybody walking, all because he would pay your little rent. Let that shit go and see what God would do for you. People scared to do that.
That is
Yeah,
so true.
people scared
I had
to do
people
that.
ask me that when I was off with Christian. His Christian and family wanted to know so bad. How are you making it? Why? How are you?
And
doing
you don't
it?
ask them
because
nothing?
listen, because they used to people relying on them, or
Yeah.
oh, somebody like
the
his
baby
Christian
mama
grandmother,
always called
the Christian
the
mama
family.
was like,
Yeah.
Christian grandma was like, one of her son's baby mama asked her to pay her rent.
I've never in my life, and I'm putting this out there, and I wish a motherfucker would say, I've never asked anybody to pay my rent. Like I said, everybody needs help.
Yeah, okay? Of course.
But I think that's one of the reasons why I'm mostly hated. I hate to throw it out there like that. Mm-hmm. But I feel tension. Mm-hmm. You know, people want you to have attitudes. People want you to be on that baby mama drama. I don't do that shit. Yeah. Either you gonna do or you not. Because guess what?
But I still got to.
Guess what? I laid there and I made these babies. I knew the consequences in the back of my head. And guess I'm not gonna sit here and kiss nobody's ass. I'm not gonna beg you to do nothing. If you're not gonna do it, guess what? I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Because I have no other choice. Yeah. These are my boys. Yeah. So I'm gonna do for them. And I'm not asking. I'm not gonna beg. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna post shit on Facebook about you. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on none of that. And I feel like because I don't do that, I feel like I'm the one that's getting tormented, slandered. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, she just crazy. She's bitter. Or, no, baby, I'm not bitter. I'm better. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I'm not going to sit there and let a motherfucker live in my house and take advantage of me or my kids, whatever. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody going to be running in and out. None of that shit. Girl, either you with us or you against us. Right. That's how I feel. Right. And I'm sticking to that. And I'm going to take care of my boys the best way I can.
That makes for... Okay, true enough. You know, he may not be around, like a man may not be in the household, but that make for really a stronger family dynamic because now, even though your men, your boys don't see a man, they don't see a man laying up.
They don't see different niggas walking out. They don't see no niggas walking out. All they know is their grandfather, you know, and the uncles. Right. My boys don't be like,
who's this? Is this uncle? Is this right. Right. And it takes
I
that.
Don't do that.
It takes that. And maybe one day, you know, we'll get to the point where the men it'll start clicking to them that, okay, well, damn, even though I'm not here, I still got to show up in another way. And not just financially. I got to show up to basketball games. I got to show up for family time.
Just that love and
stuff
attention,
like that.
You know. And another thing, too, to throw this out there, I noticed. Females act like they so scared to be alone. That's what you need. You need you time. Mm-hmm. Stop trying to be with somebody that ain't. You know what I'm saying? And then 9 times out of 10, it's the wrong nigga. Yeah. Be alone. Get to know yourself. Get to know your children. You know something that's not exactly. People are so scared to be by themselves, and then they be so hurt. Why is this happening? Why? Be by your damn self. And see how easy you can do bad by yourself, right?
Yeah, of course.
See how easier it is to get to know yourself, get to know your children, you know, get to know what you need to do, and stop trying to depend on this nigga that don't want you. You begging this nigga to stay, and you going through hell. Yeah.
Why he there?
Why not just be by yourself? Why not?
You said a mouthful with that one. It's so true, but I think it take a process. But then if you didn't see your mama do it, all your aunties do it, your sister, your big sister doing it, you know, and it's normal. Your daddy don't have no real woman. He got girlfriends that he bringing around. If you know your daddy at all, you know what I'm saying. You got to think about that. A lot of these women, you were blessed to know your dad. Rosette dad died when you was what, 4?
See, it goes.
She was blessed to have a stepfather. She was blessed to have
her father and stepfather and mom. And I was blessed to have my mom for 14 years. You know, she passed when I was 14. The hardest thing ever, you know, was to be a woman at 14. Yeah. I was a child at 13, and then when I hit 14, I was grown. That was the hardest thing, not having that childhood that I needed. But I thank God because I could have been out here. I could have had babies. You know, I had my first child at 28.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, I'll be 31 in August.
That's a blessing.
So, you know, I had fun. I did me, you know. But I just thank God that she taught me so many things within 20 minutes of conversation. My mother found out, I think she just felt it in her heart that she was going to die. She pretty much sat me down and was like, let me just tell you some stuff. I'm like, Mom, I don't want to go through this no more. You're not going nowhere. Them doctors keep telling you You know, you got 6 months to live, you overlive it. Nah, you're not going nowhere. God not going to take you. She said, just be quiet and listen. This is what you do if you ever get raped. You know, you always scratch the flesh so you can have some evidence, or always keep your credit nice because you're going to need help one of these days and buy a house or car. You know, bad credit ain't going to get you nowhere. She taught me so much stuff, and honestly, God, I thank her so much, because had she not had that 20-minute conversation with me, ain't no telling where I would have ended up. And I took that a long way. Still do. And I teach my boys that same method. You know?
Was this right before she died?
It wasn't right before. It was about 2 days, actually, before she died. 2 days. Yeah. I remember her sitting me in her room. She closed the door. And she just, you know, she looked at me. And it was crazy because she was like, baby, I'm tired. And I was like, Mom, what? She's like, I just got to talk to you. And she was honestly ready to go. She was tired of suffering, but she wanted to let me know, like, this is what's going to happen. Everything going to be on you. And she never lied. Everything fell on me, you know. Yeah. Even with my dad, he couldn't handle the bills no more. I had to try to, you know, Dad, give me the money. Let me hold it. Let me put it up.
Right.
You know, everything fell apart and everything got back better. But everything happens for a reason. I'm kind of glad that I did experience what I did.
It make you a better woman.
It make you better, make you stronger and mature. I always had that matureness about me.
Yeah.
People always used to be like, damn, you only such and such. I'm like, yeah. But I don't want that for my kids, though. I want them to be able to live a childhood that I didn't have as much, you know?
Right. Because you had to grow up so fast. And, you know, I think a lot of people do go through that. Yeah. But they don't have the mind frame to switch it. They just fall into the rat race, you know, well, shit, I'm gonna pick up the bag then if I can't, you know.
Exactly.
Or I'm gonna dance, and I'm not saying nothing wrong with those things, because you have to do what you gotta do. You get to the next step. But the truth is, a lot of people ain't making it to the next step.
They're not.
They're not making it out.
Nope. And shit, nowadays, you ain't making it to 21.
Man.
When we turned 21, we was just like, damn.
Partying.
You know, it was like, all right, we got a long ways to go. Yeah. Now people literally like, damn, I hope I make my birthday.
Man.
That's how bad it is.
Yeah, it's that bad. It's that bad out here. And I don't know if a lot of people keep saying they moving out of Milwaukee. But I'm like, man, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. You know, you're going to move out of here with the mind frame. You're going to go to, everybody going to Arizona. Everybody going to, you know, Dallas. I mean, but they end up back here. You ever notice that?
Oh, yeah.
People
they always
come back.
Right. And I think that's fine. You can move and come back if you have to know you always got a home. But what did you learn? What did you gain? Yeah. What are you bringing back? You know, that's just like going to college. You go away to college, but you got to come back home eventually.
Because I'm one of the people that want to move, so
yeah, me too.
I'm moving for a better. It's crime everywhere, but this crime that we experiencing is not like this. So you have to know where you're moving to.
Yeah,
and what's better. I refuse to raise my son in the environment that we live in. 2 blocks away from me, the little girl got shot. And she was in the comfort of her own home.
That's what I'm saying.
She's in the comfort of her own home. So it's the only thing I can't bring nothing back for nobody who don't want to learn anything or don't want to do it. They don't want to be here. I'll leave their ass here in misery because this is a war field. That's how I feel. Yeah. I can't even sit in my car. I was one of the people that got robbed. I got robbed at Walgreens. Minding my own business, going to get my son some milk. Just because somebody wanted to, they ain't even... Dude, it was the stupidest, pettiest stuff.
If we had more respect for each other, it ain't no way a black man would have robbed somebody who was a mother. You look like a mother. You got on a satchel and you got milk in your hands. You know what I mean? You look like you a mother.
I got robbed too, and I don't know if I ever told y'all, but when I got robbed, when it happened, you can honestly see your whole life flash. Yeah. I seen that. Because I had a pistol put to the back of my head. And all I thought about was my homegirl, Lala. Y'all remember Lala?
Yeah.
All I could think about was her, like, damn, what did she go through when all that shit was going down?
Man.
Like, what did she think? And I honest to God thought about her first, and then I seen everything else. But I knew I was dead. I put my hands up. I cried out to God. I said, Lord.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, I was like, it's over.
I'm not even going to be able to see my family. I got a son. I'm like, dude, this could not be the way that I'm going to go out. It could not be. And the dude had a gun to my head. He got in the car with me.
And then they click that gun. Whenever you click a gun back, when you click, when I heard that cling, I knew right then and there my life was over. And this is before I had kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
See, and that's my thing. Like, I'm not saying that I can't get robbed in Arizona, but when I was at Arizona, it felt, you know what it felt like? It felt like 1991, 1992, it just felt
like
free.
You didn't have to worry.
You didn't have to worry when you can just leave your door open and all that shit, sleep outside on the porch.
And I hate to say these Negroes traveling there. Shit, who knows what they are.
You know what I'm saying?
They are. Some people are. A lot of people are. But the people that's traveling that I see, they're not the ones who's doing the bad. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
The ones that's doing the bad, they ain't thinking about
they're trying to stay here.
They're trying to stay here. They want to stay here and see who they can come up off of.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You can't go to Arizona and get government assistance. Mm-hmm. You ain't going there and get no check. You can't go there and do that. You can't go there and get just child care right off the thing. So that's a lot of things that you got to consider. So them niggas ain't going there because they can't get no benefits. If they think Scott Walker did that this here, you can't go nowhere else to do
I heard it's harder everywhere else, like Vegas, I think.
It's hard in Atlanta too, I heard.
It's hard.
Atlanta too, yes, I heard that.
It's hard. And you're not just getting assistance. So it ain't going to be the same. Yeah. You can't escape your death. You don't know when your death is. Mm-hmm. You never know. But God gave you wisdom. And my wisdom is to get the hell up out of here. Mm-hmm. Get out of Dodge.
I agree.
Get out of Dodge. I can't sit in my car. I can't do nothing. Do you know
I feel the same way, cuz that's where I'm at now. Even out there, these motherfuckers done went crazy. Mm-hmm. That's where on 92nd, that's where they did that white man killed those, like it's not Hispanic, they were Hmong, I think. He killed them because of Asian people because they didn't speak English. Remember on the
Shut up!
That was where I'm at.
I didn't hear
about that. See, that's what I'm saying. They be different type of killings. Yeah. You know, some people just they just demonic. It's just demonic. You gotta say, you gotta keep the shield of God prayer stay.
You do, and you have to pray over your home. See, a lot of people just thinking, okay, just a simple. Pray over your house. Mm-hmm. Pray for you don't know what people got on them. How many spirits you got on, a person.
Jump.
They jump. So you invite people to your house. You need to pray for them when they leave. You know, God.
Pray after everybody leaves.
Exactly. Because some shit that went down in my house before. Like people don't, if you ever got rolled before, you ever felt like you couldn't move when you sleep.
Yeah, when you sleep.
I never had that shit happen until I had company.
Wow.
And I felt it. But the creepiest thing about that, and this God honest truth, if I'm lying, I'm dying. And I rebuke that. But when that happened to me, I was so scared. Because I couldn't turn, I couldn't look for my babies. They sleep with me. So I'm looking like them. I can't check on them. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I asked God, because you can't yell, because you can't move. I'm like, Lord, in my head, because God going to hear you regardless. Mm-hmm. That motherfucker got up off me. I said in Jesus' blood, he got up off me quick.
I rebuke you.
And I felt it. My whole body was cold. I felt it. A lot of people that could have been a good entity or it could have been God. No, I don't feel that. I was scared. I didn't feel like God is
no fear of God.
Exactly. I didn't feel like that, know.
I remember one time Auntie Dion had prayed over my house. I was going through a lot when I was living on 35th Street. And I don't think you've ever been out there. But this was a few years ago. Auntie Dion had prayed for me. And I had never told her what was going on. I just asked her to come pray over the house. And she basically told, this is where my ex-boyfriend, they got shot. In the garage.
I've been over there.
Okay, you went over there?
That nice
she told me something. Like, she was like, they ain't even going to be able to make it in here. They ain't going to be able to make it in here. But she was in the spirit. She just was talking. She didn't know. I didn't know what she was talking about, But she had,
before that happened?
Yeah, before it happened. She knew. She didn't know that was going to happen. But she knew something was going on. Yeah, she knew something was going on. And, she was telling me you got pressure on your back, and she was just telling me it's lifted off of you. You just gotta believe it's lifted off of you. And I really felt something come off of me.
Right.
I really felt it.
Yeah, you do.
It's about spirits. It takes a lot the guys that been messed with, they bring spirits too.
Yeah, because they fucking on everything. Every time you have sex with a person,
soul
you
ties.
carrying who all they fucked on. That's jumping into
Soul
you.
ties.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And honestly, that happens.
That's true. Yeah.
So when all that shit was going down, I couldn't understand like why. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I going through this, Lord? What am I doing wrong? Because obviously I'm in the wrong right now for this demon or whatever it is to keep coming over me. And the saddest thing, y'all, I know when it's coming. Now, because it had happened. That was the first time. It happened a few times now. So I can't lay straight on my back because I can feel it. Like, I won't even go to sleep. And they always saying it's sleep apnea, whatever it's called. Like it's
sleep apnea?
Apnea. That's not true because I don't all the way be asleep. I close my eyes for a few seconds and then he jump on me. So that can't be nothing with the sleep.
Yeah.
It's something spiritual.
It's a spirit.
Exactly.
It's a spirit, and you gotta cast that.
And I gotta cast it out.
Cast them demons out of there.
Yes.
That is so true. You know what? And I'm taking the topic to a little twist, but I got this one friend, and I mean I believe in spirits. It's spirits. It's spirits. Yeah. When with this friend, I can't go into a lot of depth because if they listen to it, they'll know. But my friend never was the way that she was when we grew up. She just was like, go with the flow, just
free spirit.
A free spirit, just more of a, she never felt unhappy about herself, nothing like that. Yeah. But soon as she got with this person, they became depressed, then she became depressed, and then it's like a cloud over them. Yeah. They taking depression pills. They gotta go see a psychiatrist. All this shit, right? I was like, you know what? Let my auntie come over there, and I won't say my mama, but let my auntie come over here
and pray over your house.
No, they don't believe in that.
She was okay with it, I think, right? But
she was okay with it, but her guy wasn't. But
you know why?
Still going through it.
You know why? Because he's the one, and the devil is powerful. Okay, let's just say that he was once an angel, so he is just as powerful as God. Not saying he's powerful,
right? He had powers too, right?
Yeah.
That devil said that shit. Yeah. Because he know already. Once that prayer would have been said, all of that depression shit would have been out the door.
You gotta cast it. So they moved from one house to another house. Baby,
no matter where you go.
You took that baggage with you. It came too. So my thing is like they go to church, but we can't go to the She grew up in a church like us.
Right.
Baptist church, say that.
Baptist.
And now they go to. I'm not knocking nobody's religion, whatever they believe in, but they don't catch the Holy Ghost. They don't believe in the Holy Ghost and stuff like that, so they don't do none of that. I understand you learn the Bible, but they
don't go to that kind of church because they don't believe in tithing.
Yeah, they believe. Yeah,
I think that's more what it is
because they don't believe in tithing. They don't want to do that type of stuff and do all that. But it catch up with you, baby. That's all I'm saying.
And we all have different different things going on. But I do believe that it could be all we got to do is pray. We pray for each other. I think that's more of what we need to start doing. It's not just about we're going to get together and party. I think we should just make sure that we actively praying for each other.
And that's how I feel. I feel like people need to stop saying I'm going to pray for you and don't.
And because I try to. If I say I'm going to pray for you, I really
when I say it, I pray right then and there. I don't wait.
Yeah, I try to pray right then and there. Yeah.
Because you don't have to pray out loud. I never want to pray out loud because I don't want the enemy to hear what I'm saying. Yeah. But I always, if I tell you, Nene, if I tell you, I'm going to pray for y'all. I'm saying it as I'm telling you. Father God, touch them, heal them. Make sure you cover them in the name of Jesus, Jesus' blood. You always want to say that at the end of your prayer anyway, because we got to go through Jesus to hear from God anyway.
Right.
But
I agree.
A person that you probably, the next topic will be good to jump back into the spirit thing. Andre, my brother, he can tell you some shit and you would just be like, I don't know, make your skin crawl. And I feel like by him telling me some of the stuff, it kind of jumped on me. Because it kind of started after he told me some shit. And I'm just like, you for real? He like, man, sis, let me tell you. This is what happened.
These demons be chasing after you.
And no lie.
And they probably feel like since they got to him, they probably can get to you.
No lie. Ever since then, I feel like, damn, man. now I'm dealing with it, you know.
But I wouldn't, you don't even believe it. Rebuke that because you can't. You give them power by speaking up, not speaking about it.
Power to
by thinking it,
life and thinking.
That ain't what it is. But we got a little deeper than I expected today.
Well, you never know. Things need to be.
Yeah, maybe somebody else can hear this, and if I don't get a lot of comments, I get a lot of listens, so I know y'all out here hearing it. So you guys can comment and subscribe, and let's get a conversation going. We really want to talk about what's going on in the community and what we can do. If you guys have any ideas, I know people want to do.
Put the fucking guns down, y'all. We killing each other. Put the guns down. Pray for one another. Help one another. It ain't all about receiving all the time. Mm-hmm. Try to give sometimes. I feel good when I help somebody out.
Hell yeah.
It's the best feeling in the world. I honest to God want to. I was just gonna make a post about this. Mm-hmm. So if anybody listening out there, my Facebook name is London Swift. I want to help the elderly people. Like if y'all need help with your dishes. If you need help taking the garbage out, hit me up. Let me know because I want to do stuff like that for my free time. I want to help people because God is always going to bless you, number one. Number two, it make you feel better as a person. If you help somebody, try it.
That's
try
true.
Helping somebody out that you don't know.
And then if you have a responsibility, that's a lot of things that we don't have. That's one thing that we don't have is responsibility. We don't have to wake up at a certain time. We on social media all the time. We don't have no urgency. Mm-hmm. So if you start to feel responsible, if you got younger kids and you trying to figure out what they need to do, give them some responsibilities and let them know that they're needed, that you need them to do this at a certain time. We need you to be good at school because we need you to go to college because we need you to take care of us. We need you to get out of here. We need you to blah, blah, blah. So just have some accountability, have some responsibility is a good way to start. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if y'all got some community outreach kind of things that you guys want to do or that you guys have ideas about, start with an idea, start with a conversation. Mm-hmm. So let's start talking about it. That's one way to start. We're going to talk about it, then we're going to have some action behind it.
Right.
Amen.
It's a lot of talk but no action.
Yeah. Well, it's not a lot of talk though.
It is. I hear a lot of talk.
You talk about it, I talk about it, you talk about it, but now let's get together and talk about it. So now that we are here, now us three, we on the same exact page. We all want to move, but we all know that it's something we need to do in the beginning. Mm-hmm. So now let's have a conversation about what we going to do here on this block to make this block better. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to move down. Then we're going to move up. Mm-hmm. We're going to move around. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So,
yeah.
If y'all have any ideas, let us know. And comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Y'all want to... Okay, she shouted out her social media. What's your social media, bro?
Rosie on Instagram.
Rosie on Instagram. And my social media, Instagram is Nisha T So Couture. My business page for my t-shirts. You can get all my socially conscious t-shirts at... www.socouturellc.com, and my Instagram page, you can go on there and like all of my pictures and all that good stuff, is @_SoCouture_, and my Facebook is Nisha T So Couture Podcast. So thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys next week.